All right, what's up, boys? So, in the past few years, I have tripled my income. I went from making $37,500 a year to making six figures in my 20s, and I'm here today to tell you how I did that. We're gonna hop right into it. There's three things that I did to get to this point. First off, I'm a normal dude. I don't run some extravagant business, but we'll get into what I do here in a second. First thing I did, just at my job, at my place of full-time employment, I basically asked for a raise. We had this special program that we were starting, and I saw an opportunity and I jumped at it, and I immediately asked them, like, hey, can I be involved in this in some way, shape, and form? And after some talking with the boss man, I ended up getting put in charge of it. So I had a pretty decent raise because of that, because I saw an opportunity, I was interested in it, and I just jumped right on it, and I showed a lot of passion for it, I showed a lot of interest in it, and I think my boss saw that, and he was like, all right, well, if you're about it this much, and you're in charge of it now. You probably think to yourself, like, well, we don't have any special programs, so what the hell am I supposed to do? Literally, go into your boss's office and ask, like, hey, is there any extra responsibility that I can take on to earn a raise? Is there anything that I can do around here that needs to be done that comes with a raise? Or however you want to go about asking it. Some people may think that's taboo. Asking for more responsibility and asking to get paid for more responsibility is not a bad thing at all. It doesn't have to be a new position or a new program that they start, but hey, if can I start doing, I've noticed lacking in the bookkeeping. Can I start doing the bookkeeping and getting paid a little bit extra to take care of that? Or, just whatever, things like that. I'm sure you can get creative. It totally depends on your job too. But, if you see an opportunity, jump at it. Jump at it with, everything that you got. All right, so thing number 2, I bought a beat down condo when I was 23. It was very cheap because it was very shitty. It was destroyed inside. It had to be completely gutted. It was that disgusting inside. Drug addicts lived in there before. So the place was wrecked. Closed on this property, went in, and I myself, not contractors, not anybody else, I myself went in and gutted the whole place, replaced everything, replaced the flooring, repainted the walls, replaced a bunch of the crown and shoe molding, replaced all the vanities, repainted all the doors and all the trim, repainted all the cabinets, etc., etc. I go on and on. It was 6 months worth of work. For about 2.5 years, I was living in that condo, and I was renting out my spare bedroom. Now, this not only supplied me with extra income, but it completely, because the place was so shitty, the mortgage was low, the price of the property was low, and therefore the mortgage was low. And so the price of just renting out my room actually covered my mortgage. So during that time, I was living for free. I was able to save up for the property that I'm in now with my wife because I didn't have to pay for my living expenses for about 2.5 years at the condo. And now we just rent out the condo in its entirety. That makes us about $600 in profit every single month. But it also builds our equity in the property. It also pays down our debt on the property. And honestly, it really wasn't. It was a good time. Learning how to renovate and learning how to get involved in real estate like that was a super sick time. I highly recommend it to anybody you've got a little bit of cash or you're saving up for something. All right, so we went from working full time, basically asking for a raise, asking for more responsibility, and got our raise. We started making more at our full time job, to taking some of that money that we were making and putting it towards a property that we renovated, and now we rent out completely. What did we do? My wife and I actually wrote a Bible study book. This is where it gets super interesting. This is you don't hear stuff like this very often. My wife and I, our online business is that we sell books on Amazon. So our first one, we wrote a Bible study book together because we were doing Bible studies together, and we were making, there were certain things that we wish these books had and stuff. And one joke about, man, we could make such a better version of this, turned into a legit thing to where we finished a couple of them and we were like, dang, we should actually make a better version of this. Like, you want to do it? Let's do it. And after a year of creating that, uploaded it to Amazon, and pretty much right from the beginning, that started doing super well. I think our first month selling that, we did about $300 in profit, which was insane, and we're super blessed and super thankful for that. And then since then on, we've been able to grow it we run ads now. We've created more books. We're still in the process of creating books. I'm actually in the process right now, you're hearing it live here first, I'm in the process right now of creating a real estate book, teaching people how to buy their first rental property with having zero prior knowledge. My goal is for it to be, I could give it to someone who knows literally absolutely nothing about real estate, and by the time they finish the book, they feel pretty confident going into their first deal and buying their first property. So be on the lookout for that. That'll be out. My goal is to have it out this year. Quick shameless plug over. So now that online e-commerce business is now a pretty significant part of our income. So now we have these three things. We have work, we have a rental property, and we have an online business now that all three together have significantly increased my income. They've 3x my income from 37 grand to over 100 grand now a year. Not to brag, it sounded braggish. I don't mean it in that way. I just mean it like there's things that you can do. Even if you work full time, there are things that you can do to increase your income dramatically. And so yeah, that's basically it for this video, boys. I appreciate everybody watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And yeah, God bless you. Jesus loves you. I love you. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Peace.